first guest is a visionary direct marketing professional with a stellar record of spearheading highly successful campaigns for industry giants. Please welcome Eileen Fraser. Hi, Eileen. How are you?
Hi, Kelli. So nice to see you today. And I'm so happy to be here.
Well, thanks for joining us. So you have been a problem solver in the direct response industry for more than 30 years. What are some of the top mistakes that companies make?
Oh, thanks, Kelli. I wanted to share today because we like to talk about our successes, but there also are the failures where we learn so much. And I've counseled a lot of inventors and CEOs, and these are my top 5 areas where I've seen failure. So let me share them with your audience. The first one is bootstrapping a launch, where you don't have enough money to test broadly. And when you're not testing broadly, you can really miss that vein of gold that's out there, maybe with a different demographic or a different media type. And if you don't have enough money to really test broad, you could have a success that you don't even know about because you didn't test enough. The second is where you have a margin that's too low. A lot of inventors in particular will come kind of dragging themselves over my threshold and say, hey, I just finished my product, my development, but now I need to launch it and I'm exhausted. But in that sense, they try to look at too low of a margin in their cost of goods to their selling price. And that's an area that in the direct to consumer world, you need about a 4x or 5x from cost of goods to selling price. And if your margin's too low, you don't have that opportunity to really roll out. And it is direct response that helps fuel the Amazon world and the retail world. So to have a foothold that works in direct response is really important for any product launch out there. The third one is calculating your cost of goods only on the amount of units you need for testing. In direct response, we look at not only what are the cost of goods at launch, let's say they're 500 units, but we also want to look at what are the cost of goods in a success where you're manufacturing 50,000 units at a time. The numbers are vastly different. You need to have your eyes on both of them. And the fourth one, the inventor is not the consumer. We love our inventors. They have passion. They put everything into what they've developed, but they're truly not the consumer where all the success will be found. So whether or not the inventor likes the ad or the landing page or the offer is not as relevant as if the consumer likes it and reacts to it. So we love our inventors, but they do need to step back from the threshold of they have to like everything. We do need to let the consumer speak, and we follow that consumer that is attracted to us. And the last one is the numbers really tell your story, kind of hinging on the same idea, which is your likes are important, but boy, you got to follow the money. Where does the money come from? What channel? What ad? That's where you build on that success. So hopefully that helps your.
Yes, absolutely. So you developed this thing called intelligent handshake technology. What is it and how does it work?
Sure. Intelligent handshake is the essence of using technology that allows us to predict a transaction and predict a kind of transaction. So we are in the business of using technology coupled with marketing to identify the propensity of a visitor to a website or someone who calls the 800 number and serves up to that visitor the perfect offer and the perfect landing page.
But not every visitor to your website is going to react to the same message, are they?
Well, we like to have the right message for every visitor. And that's the thing that Intelligent Handshake does, is it unlocks that pressure to have one landing page and one primary offer to everybody that enters your website. I like to tell this story, Kelly.
Absolutely.
A goldfish has an attention span of 9 seconds. A human right now has an attention span of 7 seconds. Well, you have a better chance of selling your product to a goldfish under those rules. And I realize we're not selling to goldfish, but you have the need, every marketer has the need to, in 7 seconds, attract the visitor to something that is appealing. And that is the magic of Intelligent Handshake. It predicts what's appealing to every visitor, and it predicts what's appealing to every person who calls an 800 number. And then we magically alter the landing page and the script based on a simple handshake of intelligence that we feed to that website or the call center to deliver the most appealing visuals and offers to that visitor.
Kenny Chesney has a song, You Had Me at Hello. How important is that welcome message, that hello?
Yeah, well, the hello, that's the 7-second rule. And that hello is whether or not your conversion rate sits at, what we would call a standard 2%, or if we can lift that conversion rate above 10%, right? That welcome, you have 7 seconds to make your welcome work. And I don't know anybody that has the same welcome to everybody they talk to. If you're person to person, you alter what you say and how you approach each individual person to be, again, relevant. Now, Intelligent Handshake does this in 0.3 of a second. And we alter the load of the landing page before the landing page even picks the fonts. We've already instructed the landing page which version to load to that visitor. So the load time isn't slowed down at all, but it's now more relevant. So you see what is more appealing to you.
It seems like there is a whole science behind Intelligent Handshake. What is that science?
Well, it's really a couple things here. It is the idea of the 80-20 rule. And most business owners understand the 80-20 rule, which is 80% of your revenue comes from 20% of your buyers. And conversely, 20% of your revenue comes from 80% of your buyers. Intelligent Handshake uses data science in order to identify which segment any individual visitor is in. And think of it like this. We are ahead of the curve because we identify that prior to any click or any conversation. Before a rep says hello or a website loads, we've already identified who's a buyer. And if they're going to be a buyer, are they high dollar, low dollar, or medium dollar? And if they're not going to be a buyer, we know that too. So the magic of Intelligent Handshake is that it's in front of the curve. Everybody knows after the fact who the top 20% of buyers were. Intelligent Handshake is the only tool that can determine the value of each visitor, call it the top 20% or even in the 80%, the value of each visitor before they take any action or say anything. And that allows the marketer then to have a more relevant visual, more relevant conversation. And we also can use that to, obviously, to guide the offer, to guide, what kind of package we offer someone. Why would someone who just wants to put their toe in the water and test a product, we don't want to inundate them with such heavy offers that they walk away. We take a very soft hand to give the most relevant offer to each individual visitor. And that's why we create 25% more revenue, which is the goal of all of us, right?
That's exactly right. Eileen, how can businesses and individuals find out more about Intelligent Handshake and you?
Oh, how nice of you to ask. IntelligentHandshake.com. We have a team of people that are, just waiting to help any business to consumer client who's interested. We help clients with as few as 5,000 transactions to enterprise level clients. We are kind of a secret in the industry. So the people that find me or find Intelligent Handshake really grab on, and we're just getting our name out there. So we're happy to talk to anybody that says they're interested to talk.
Eileen, Fraser, thanks so much for joining us. Intelligent Handshake, you can find out more information. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.